Hello, welcome to Todd Miller TV. I'm joined here today with Oana, and the question today is, why do people make the bidding process on a house harder than it has to be? Meaning, they stress about how much they should offer, and are they overpaying, and they really like the house, and they just make it harder than it has to be.
Well, because it's about money.
Okay.
Okay, and money is a big stress factor in most people's lives. People don't want to feel like they've overpaid.
Okay.
People want to get the best deal, whatever that means to them. People don't want to feel like they've been taken advantage of.
Okay.
So there are a lot of emotional issues involved rather than looking at the property and saying, hey, look, this property makes sense, it fits my needs. To me, the property is worth X, and this is what I'm going to pay for it.
Okay, so how does that fit into because you said it's in their head, but I mean, that's a good point, because how do they get through that? Because I'll give you a good example. We saw a house in the MLS that we took a client out to in the beginning of the week. $145,000, but the house was really super upgraded. It was beautiful. It was like way overdone on the inside. And at one point, this house was worth, $300,000. Mm-hmm. And they're stressing over, well, what if I have to go all the way up to 160? Or what if I have to, go a little more for it? I don't want to overpay, even though in the past it was worth way, way more. Right.
The past is in the past. The future we don't know about. What we're talking about is today.
Okay.
Look, if the asking price is $145 and what's happening in that neighborhood is that there's nothing else available on the market, and there is a lot of demand, and they really like this house. The features of the house make it worthwhile for them. If they're not paying cash, if it's about a mortgage payment, then the difference in their payment is nominal for the amount of pleasure that they're going to get out of having this home with extraordinary upgrades. So at that point, it makes a lot of sense. If they're paying cash for the property, it still makes sense, because like we just talked about, if there's nothing else on the market, then as soon as they close on this property, then that is the new norm. And the next person, chances are, will get similar or more money for their property, even though it may be less upgraded, simply because there is no inventory, and sellers have a lot of power right now.
I want to really quick talk about California buyers. I mean, people
Yes.
that live in California that are coming here. They tend to be really easy because they see the prices and go, oh my gosh, you mean all we have to do is go up to $270 to get the house? Really? It's a beautiful house. I mean, this house where we live would be $600,000-$700,000, right. And they outbid everybody and get the house.
Right.
And they have no problem with it. They're just like, we show them, hey, 2006 it was for something, and this is what it is today. We don't know what it's going to be worth tomorrow, but they're like, oh, we're fine with it, it's good. I mean, then you got other people who are like, they stress over the the $2,000 more would have got them the house, but which is like $12 a month more in mortgage payment or something maybe.
Right. So then we're talking about people's individual personalities,
okay,
rather than the value of property. That's not really discussing the property. That's just discussing a person's individual personal financial issues.
But you said that's in their head, but don't
is.
you think that if they come from a market where they've been programmed and believe that
it's
real estate has a certain value, and they come here and it's much less, that they think they're getting a smoking deal and they're super happy?
Exactly, because again, it's in their head. One way or another, it's still in their head, because the values are, to some extent, within a range in a market,
okay,
and that's just what they are. But people's perception of value is clearly something that they bring with them from their life experience. So if you're coming from California, where real estate tends to be more expensive, then you think Nevada's a deal. If you're coming from maybe a rural area where real estate is far less expensive, then you might think that this is outrageous. So again, we bring our experience to the table, and we make choices, particularly financial choices, based on our life experience.
Okay, so what advice do you give somebody who is making offers on a whole bunch of properties? Maybe they're not getting anything, and they're getting frustrated because they say, oh well, everything I offered $5,000 more than the list price, and I haven't gotten anything yet.
Well, it's going to take more than $5,000 over list price, clearly.
Okay, all right.
Look, pick out properties that maybe don't have offers on them, maybe have been on the market for a while. Pick out properties that that you like, and determine what that property's worth to you, and don't worry so much about what the asking price is, because the asking price may be $180, but you've seen houses that are not anywhere near as nice as this for $200. Then don't be afraid to offer the $200, because clearly it's worth that, because you've just looked at other properties that are $200 and are not as nice as this one.
Okay, good. I think that's good advice. All right, so thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For being on the show. That's my update for today, and hope to see you on another video. Thanks.